It's so easy to remember the bad things that happen in life. I remember the very first stage play that I ever acted in when I was in 7th grade. I kind of auditioned for it on a whim, very last minute, but I landed one of the co-lead roles, which at the time I thought was pretty cool. And over the next couple of months, I began to fall in love with the stage, with theater, and with acting. And I'd like to think I was pretty good at it too. So good, actually, that our director said that she wouldn't be surprised if we had a full house, which means that we would sell out every single seat of the auditorium because we were so good. And my head, instantly just got bigger. I thought I was such hot stuff. And I went and I told one of the high schoolers who was one of our acting coaches what the director had said. And I will never forget his response. I remember saying, "Mrs. Murphy thinks that we could have a full house." And he looked at me and he said, "I'm sorry, but no." And it was really demeaning like that too. He was like, "I'm sorry, but no." Like he thought it was cute that I thought as middle schoolers we could ever sell out an auditorium. I remember this so well because it crushed me. I can't even think about that high schooler to this day without thinking about that moment. It's easy for us to remember the bad things that happened in our life, the harsh words that were spoken against us, the painful things that have been done to us, the hurts we've experienced, the difficult moments that we've walked through. It's easy for us to remember these things. And there was a man named Isaiah who lived back during the time of the Old Testament, and he shared a very intimate relationship with God. Actually, God used him to speak for God to the people of Israel. And while you might think, wow, what a job to have, it was not always as glamorous as that might have sounded. He experienced some pretty significant hardships as a prophet. But he said something once that no doubt was a helpful reminder to him, which would also then be a helpful reminder for us to hold on to. He said, "Lord, you are my God. I will exalt you and praise your name. For in perfect faithfulness you have done wonderful things, things planned long ago." God has done and God will continue to do wonderful things in our lives and in the world, which means that just because you haven't experienced some of those wonderful things yet doesn't mean that they're not coming. Some of those things he has planned long before we will ever experience them, but we will experience them. And because of that, we can look forward with hope that goodness is coming. We can also look back and remember all of the goodness that God has already done in our lives. I find the best way to do this is through worshiping God through song. Just like Isaiah did when he said, "I will exalt you and praise your name." That's what worship is. So sing along to the song of the day, or pick your favorite song to worship to, and let your voice be a thankful sound to the Lord for all of the wonderful things he has done in your life and all of the wonderful things he has planned for your life.